So, the WWE is getting very interesting. No, this isn't about Vince McMahon or John Lord Elias, none of that shit right now. That's going to be another video for another day. And I'm going to dive more into that then. First off, shout out to everyone that's been subbing to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Over here, I'm uncensored, I'm unscripted. I don't really give a fuck about the YouTube guidelines because YouTube don't pay my bills. I'm not looking to be a famous YouTuber. I just make content to voice my opinions. It's kind of therapeutic for me. So I get to voice my opinion about things. And, you know, if I make you laugh, I make your day, I'm all for that. You know, I'm going to piss some people off because, you know, I'm just an honest, direct guy. And that's the way that I'm always going to be. So I just want to thank you guys for subbing. The Discord link will be in the description down below. Join the Discord if you want to have fun in the Discord. I'm in there not often because I'm very busy outside of Discord, you know, with being a husband and a father and, you know, the things that I do in my life. But at the end of the day, if you want to join the Discord, feel free. Just follow the rules of Discord. Don't disrespect my moderators. And no doxing. Talk shit all you want, but just, you know, it's a fine line in there you have to follow. You can talk all the shit you want. It's a freedom of speech in there. Just no racist ass shit. Just don't disrespect my moderators or admins because they're going to boot your ass out. And no doxing whatsoever. We don't care about doxing. Do not dox addresses. None of that shit will fly in my Discord. You would get the boot real quick. You guys know. Just be human. No pedophile shit. None of that shit. We don't that shit. We don't play that shit. No, none of that shit. Just follow. Just be human, motherfucker, and you'll be fine in the Discord. That's all I ask. But I want to talk about what's going on in the WWE. More importantly, with the titles. Now, I'm a big Jim Cornette fan. I watched Jim Cornette back in the day when he was a manager in you know, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, his own production, and you know, with the WWF. Now, you know, back in the NWA days, you know, if you watch any amount of wrestling in the 80s and 90s, you know who Jim Cornette is, and Jimmy Hart, all those guys, all the big managers, you know, Percy Pringle, aka Paul Bearer, all those guys, you know who they are, all right? Bobby the Brain Heenan, all those guys. But Jim Cornette has a podcast, and I love listening to Jim and Brian. And this morning they were talking about, you know, what happened on Raw with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, right? Now, anybody that been watching my channel for the last month or maybe 2 months done heard me say that The Rock and Roman is going to happen at WrestleMania. Newsflash, that's going to happen. There's a reason why Cody is going after Seth Rollins, and I'm gonna touch on the CM Punk. The CM Punk, Andrew, I don't know why I say CNN. I'm gonna say CNN. The CM Punk, chick magnet Punk, CM Punk, tricep injury, okay? But listen, the NWA and the big belt, the big gold belt, okay? The original NWA title, I think TNA has that title now. The big World Heavyweight Championship belt that Dusty Rhodes won off of Ric Flair once and off of fucking what's his face? Not Harley. Was it Harley Race? Yeah, I think he beat Harley Race twice. The King Harley Race twice for that world title. That belt that WCW acquired from Jim Crockett and all that shit, right? And that the WWE acquired, the one that Booker T brought over when WWE was brought out, right? That World Heavyweight Championship, Dusty Rhodes has won. Go back, look at the archives. He won it 3 times, all right? It makes sense. I understand Jim was like, well, this belt it's a 6-month-old title. No, it is the original World Heavyweight Championship. They retired the design. You guys remember back when Randy Orton had won the belt? When Randy Orton was the world champ, I want to go way back to WrestleMania 30, then Daniel Bryan beat him, right? Daniel Bryan had all the titles. And then all of a sudden, The Rock came back. The Rock came back, and no, what? CM Punk left after that. Yeah, CM Punk left. Yeah, at WrestleMania 30, take it back. CM Punk left because Rock had beat CM Punk for the WWE Championship. But then they split them up. right? They split the belts up. The Rock had won the title. They redid the title. They merged the belts. And then they ended up splitting the belts up. At WrestleMania 30, you remember Daniel Bryan had won the WWE and the World Heavyweight Championship after beating pretty much Evolution. He beat Batista and Triple H and Randy Orton all in the same night, right? So, shortly after that, they ended up splitting the titles back up again, you know, and this was before they decided to have a WWE exclusive championship and the Universal Championship. Those belts came, what was that, in 2016? Something like that, 2015, 2016? It was right after the Shield won. Dean Ambrose beat Roman Reigns, and then Seth Rollins cashed in and won the WWE Championship for the first time. And then Finn Balor was the first person to win the Universal Championship. But then he ended up having to forfeit that. But it was shortly after the last time you seen the World Heavyweight Championship and WWE Championship together. They retired that belt. That belt became the World Heavyweight belt. Became the Universal Championship. And then, right after Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar, title for title, at WrestleMania like 2 years ago, Roman Reigns was then declared the WWE Undisputed Universal World Heavyweight Champion, right? He was, for almost a year, the guy. He had the belt. He was the guy. So, last year, they decided, hey, after this WrestleMania or whatever, we're going to have to give Raw or something a belt. So, Roman Reigns now is still the WWE, but since that WWE title remind you of the Universal Championship, it is called the WWE Universal, the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship belt. They just merged it all together and made that one belt. They had to bring back the WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt, pretty much called the World Heavyweight Championship. And all they did was take the old belt out of retirement, spruce it up, and put the new WWE logo on the belt. It is still the original World Heavyweight Championship belt that Dusty Rhodes won 3 times. Now, it makes perfect sense for Cody Rhodes to fight for his daddy's belt. And yes, I'm not trying to argue with Jim, but if we go back and look at the lineage of that title, that belt was made the Universal Championship belt. And since they merged that with Roman Reigns' belt, they had to bring that belt back out of retirement and just spruce it back up. So it's the same belt that Dusty Rhodes won years ago. So for Cody to go after Seth for that title, it's not the match that we want, but it makes sense. Cody made a point on SmackDown this past week about the WWE Championship. Who was that Dusty beat? Wasn't it Bruno Sammartino? But it was an untelevised event. Well, it wasn't even televised, but it was a dark house event at Madison Square Garden. Supposedly he won the belt, and then WWE didn't announce that he won it, so they took it off of him and put it back on, I think it was Bruno Sammartino at that time. So the Rhodes family never held the WWE Championship, and that belt will finish Dusty's story, right? But it makes more sense for Cody to have his own story as well and to win the belt that his daddy had won 3 fucking times. And then when it's time to finish the story, go after the WWE Championship. It ain't got to be against Roman. It can be most likely against CM Punk next year. Because guess what? Here's newsflash. CM Punk is injured. Don't know how bad, but he's injured. Okay, maybe I'm gonna look to make sure he's having some surgery did on his tricep. It could be just a kayfabe shit, just because they wanted The Rock to come in, and that would solidify CM Punk losing at the Royal Rumble, a reason why he lost, an injury. So The Rock is going after Roman Reigns. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see The Rock beating Roman Reigns. However, if The Rock defeat Roman Reigns and he stay around for at least 6 months, from WrestleMania to about SummerSlam, April, May, June, July, August, so 4 months. If he stay for 6, it's putting him close to a Survivor Series, right? So if Rock keeps that title for about 6 months, that gives CM Punk enough time to heal up. We all remember that The Rock beat CM Punk for the title when CM Punk had it. He had like 4 or some days, and The Rock went to WrestleMania 29 MetLife and beat him. You know, he called him Cookie Puss back then. Punk out of crackhead. You guys remember that shit back in the day? Yeah. Punk out of crackhead. That shit was that was the greatest line of all time. Cookie Puss and shit, right? That was back in 2012 with those that won the 2012-2013 shit, right? Because The Rock ended up beating John Cena at 27, and then John Cena got him at 28. The Rock put the belt on John Cena, and then The Rock came back and whooped CM Punk at WrestleMania 29, took that time, became a 10-time world champion. They ended up losing that belt to, it wasn't Brock Lesnar. Who did he lose that belt to? Who did The Rock drop? Was it? It might have been. It wasn't John Cena. It wasn't Punk. I gotta go back and look. I can't remember who The Rock ended up losing that belt to, but he didn't have it that long. He didn't have that long. The Rock ended up losing it. It might have been John Cena. It might have been. I gotta go back and look, but I remember The Rock beat CM Punk for the title, and then it was a few months after that he lost the title. But anyway, it'll make perfect sense for CM Punk to come back and to go after the Rock for ruining his longest streak at that time in the modern day era was CM Punk. It was like 4 or some days of Punk and Heyman, right? So I can see it going that way, but that's if The Rock wins. If Roman Reigns retains that belt, he's going to keep it for a while. And I don't see him honestly losing that belt unless it's fucking SummerSlam or Survivor Series. And the only guy that I can see him losing it to will be Randy Orton. I don't think Brock Lesnar's coming back no time soon because of what was in that lawsuit by Miss Grant. So, but honestly, Brock done had a shot at Roman twice. Could CM Punk beat Roman Reigns? Yes. And I think a lot of people would love to see that fight. Best in the world. Go against Roman Reigns because you got 2 Heyman guys. But I think a lot more people wanted the CM Punk Seth Rollins fight simply because of what Seth said when Punk came back with the fuck you, blah, 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 blah. But if The Rock beats Roman Reigns, I can see a CM Punk Rock rematch. And of course, The Rock will probably do the right thing and drop the belt to CM Punk. And then Punk will have it. And then, of course, you can have a winner takes all at SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. Or you can have a Seth Rollins CM Punk match for the title. Because Seth is also hurt. So, you know, that can give him some time to recover, right, from his injuries as well. Because I'm pretty sure Cody's going to win at WrestleMania right off Seth Rollins so he can go have his surgeries or whatever. You can have a Orton CM Punk match. There's so many opportunities right now. Now, we can't forget LA Knight, none of those guys, but that's a different topic for another day. But that's the way I see it going. I see Cody winning the World Heavyweight Championship, his first major World Heavyweight Championship in WWE. He's done won the Intercontinental title. He'll be a tag team champion. I think a United States champion as well. So he done had some belts. But I'm talking about a world's title in WWE. He ain't never had before. So I would love to see him win. Most likely he will against Seth Rollins. And then, which there'll be 2 years in a row that Seth's gonna lose at WrestleMania. He lost to him last year, so that's a 0-2 streak. Could be a Taker thing to look into. Seth and fucking Cody at WrestleMania with, you know, they could make that a thing. I'm just saying. But as far as Rock and Roman, it's up in the air. If Roman wins, I can see Randy Orton probably getting revenge on Roman and winning a title from Roman. I don't think a lot of people will want Randy to beat Roman. I think they want The Rock to do it. It makes sense. The Rock is literally the head of the table now in the sports entertainment world. If you ain't been paying attention, he's like the executive vice president now of the TKO, the shit that owns WWE and UFC. So it makes logical sense for him to be the true head of the table, right? And then to drop the belt to the best in the world, CM Punk. But that's a very slim chance. If Roman beats The Rock, who else is it that's going to come and beat Roman? I mean, who? who's going to knock him off his high horse. He's going to have to be like in a hell of a cell. The only way, if this goes down, the only way you can beat Roman Reigns after this, you have to put him in a hell of a cell fight with like all top tier fighters. You got to have CM Punk in there, Randy Orton, fucking goddamn LA Knight, AJ Styles. Like, it's going to be like a very star-studded fight to where he has like a 15% chance of retaining his belt. Really a 10% chance. 6 guys in the hell of a cell. Brock Lesnar, if he's not banned from coming back to the business. So, I mean, it's going to have to be a match like that to where the odds just stack so highly against him that he was meant to lose that fight. If it's not that, and he beats The Rock, he's going to have that belt until he surpasses Bruno Sammartino's record. I'm sorry. Unless John Cena comes back. And because remember, John Cena didn't come back and fight Roman Reigns, right? John Cena 3 or 4 years ago passed the torch to Roman because he lost to Roman, right? But they'll be the only guy. The only guy that can come back and beat Roman because he's a 16-time world champion. He done fucking had that belt. If you combine all of his title runs, damn near second place. So he'll be the only guy, John Cena. And if they do that, it's because they want John Cena to arguably to beat Roman Reigns so he can beat Ric Flair's record, even though Ric Flair is technically like a 21-time world champion. But anyway, that's enough about that. That's Cody should beat Seth at WrestleMania. Rock and Roman, it can go either way. I'm looking at Roman to retain the belt. I would love The Rock. Rock is what? He'll be 52? He'll be 52, I think, at this WrestleMania. Or 51, 52. I got to look at it. I think he'll be 52 at this year's WrestleMania. So, for The Rock to win that belt, he'd be like the oldest champion in this era to win a world title in WWE. Ric Flair done won one in his 50s in WWE, so it's not, or WCW, so it ain't like, and Hogan has as well, so it ain't like it ain't been done before. But if he does that, honestly, he's not gonna keep the belt that long. He's a very busy guy. So I see Roman retaining the fight, and it's gonna piss a lot of people off, but that's just business. And that's where I think it's gonna go. And then if it goes that way, CM Punk comes back. I mean, if CM Punk beats him, a lot of people are going to be pissed off at that. But now you got CM Punk, who left AEW, and Cody Rhodes, who left AEW, on a path to possibly a title versus title match at Survivor Series. I mean, that's something that I think a lot of people would like to see. Or at least a triple threat with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Cody. Because Seth Rollins doesn't like CM Punk. CM Punk really don't like Seth Rollins. There's history between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. The 2 losses at WrestleMania, the comeback last year that took Steph Thunder at WrestleMania. And then there's a little bit of history between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Look at AEW and stuff like that. Look at the lineage. Look at what happened before they left the first time. So that would be a match that a lot of people love to see at Survivor Series. Matter of fact, you can even put Roman Reigns back in there. Now you got beef with Roman, Seth, Cody, and CM Punk for title fatal 4-way, the true best in the world fight. I'm just throwing ideas there, guys. I'm just saying. So I just want to give my opinion about what I think is going to go on, and just to, I understand what Jim was saying this morning, but honestly, it makes more sense for him to go out Seth Rollins, which I said that. I said that if Roman survives the Royal Rumble and Cody wins the Royal Rumble, right? Cody going after Roman didn't make sense because the Rock done came back. So it makes sense for Cody to go after Seth Rollins. Now, with CM Punk getting injured, it makes even more sense because now the Rock is back. And apparently the Rock wanted this fight at WrestleMania 40. And it makes sense. Philadelphia, see a brotherly love, champions, Rocky Balboa, you guys know, blah, blah, blah. It makes sense for the Rock to come back at WrestleMania 40. And I ain't gonna lie, before I wrap up this video, I might, it's my kids' spring break that time of the year, I might just go to Philadelphia. I might just go ahead and get me a Wrestlemania ticket and drive to Philly. It's just a 10-hour trip from Atlanta. Put the 5 on the road and drive to Philly and go to Lincoln Financial Field and see history, you know. So it's been a while since I've been to a Wrestlemania event, so I might just drive. It's right by I-95. It don't take that long at all. Once I get this bitch on I-85 and get to Richmond, Virginia and get on 95, I'm trekking, baby. So I'll let you guys know more. I'll know for sure next month if I'm going to take that trip or not. And I'll let you guys know around that time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am out, guys. Peace.